Now over to the village center. Most of that wood is waiting to be used for the balconies inside Thomas Hockling Hall, although the boards, the 1-inch stuff you see, is waiting to be flooring elsewhere. I can use that quickly. I'll be so happy when I have this empty of wood. Well, I'll have to buy wood then, but I still have so much to use. We'll go over there. Here's that machine that's pride of the mill or pride of the shop. That is going to go on a platform here, which I actually have begun to build that platform. And it's one of those things that really shouldn't take all that long. And it will be unbelievably complex, what's going to be here. A windmill will set over this, this reservoir. These are the parts to a smaller experimental homemade bandsaw that I'll make. Let's see, the blade for it is there, draped over that machine, a rusty old blade, to see if I can make it work. Cut-off saw. The sawmill building, I guess it won't fall down. It's amazed me that it hasn't, because I didn't get very thorough, but it stood an awful lot of wind, and it hasn't fallen down. I'm going to go inside now, the Hockling Gasthaus. The work in here is going to start very soon, and it will be fun. You know, I can... In the winter, I've saved this for when it was snowy and icy and whatever and windy. And you know, I got to bump that post into plumb. There's going to be a huge fireplace, big enough to burn a stack of pallets right there. It'll go up through. There'll be a kitchen built right in there. That door, that wall will be opened up. Some of this I might have told you before. This, I think I'm always going to keep fairly open to the sun, the south sun shining in here. The cows certainly like it. Then in here, one of the reasons this will be fun is we can very quickly make it much more protected. To close those holes in and then put some form of membrane up against that wall. I think I'm going to put a row of glass windows right in through here, glass, so that the light will still penetrate clear deep into the stalls. There's another cow. This is going to be, believe it or not, a bathhouse. I think I can keep this so warm that it'll be very possible to have sort of the village bathhouse right in here. It's got a concrete floor. This monstrous coal and wood furnace will be part of what heats it, along with the that fireplace for a stack of pallets that I showed you. There'll be a floor here, you know, a wooden floor. The these will be stalls. I mean, when I'm done, I'm going to tear those out, and I finally defeated the water problem in here. That was enormous. I could not get this dry, but I think I finally did get it dry. And I can probably just put hay over this once I line them up a little bit better to make the floor. The water supply for the building will come from that building. There's a dug well, pretty deep one, dug well in the middle of that little building, and I can run it underneath through here, right where I'm standing, piped over there, and then pumped with a hand pump for the bathhouse and the kitchen as well. This, as I say, should be fun. So much more comfortable than the way we usually have to work. All right, I'm going to go upstairs in this building. I was standing under there, and that's where the fireplace, the chimney from that monstrous fireplace will come up through there. And this roof will be moved up about 10 feet more. But I didn't come up the stairs because at the stairs I'm using at the moment to feed hay with. So I came up a ladder that's over there. Well, this cheers me up really in a way, because even though you may not understand, I'm gradually getting things under control. This flooring, much of it is actually nailed down. This furnishing is waiting. Those are parts to a very fancy stair that's going to end up going over there. The planks are waiting to become the joists. This will be what they call it, library. I'll call this the library. There's the boards waiting to be the shelves. I have a big supply of huge windows which I can use one way or another. That is not a piano, but a piano organ. You pump it. It's a reed organ. It's like a piano. old-fashioned television. Don't know if it'll work, probably not, but it's not doing any harm. And various furnishings. So anyway, this cheers me, because there's very little here that isn't ready to be used. Now let me see if I can do this with one hand. I don't know if I can. This was going to be live action. I have to roll these bales over sometimes, and my son can't really help because he's allergic. But let's see what happens if I release. I've got a quick release knot right there, and it could be if I pull. Oh man, that's not my good wrist. Let me try. I wrapped it around. See if I can. Yeah, here we go. Oh, look at that. It is live action. Can I hold this? You know, I'm using that as a pulley. And what's hooked in the hay is, it's going to come out. There it comes. Those two forks came from some viewers might recognize them. They came from an old buck rake. All right, there you had a little live action. I think that's what you call it. Those two stands are preparation for scaffolding. First to build the door and to frame stronger that end. And then I'll move them this way toward where those trusses come down to once again frame a little stronger. Then I'll move them back here to frame this a little bit stronger. And then finally I'll take them right up to that, and I'm going to begin to take that roof up. I'll disassemble it the middle first and take it up, and I'll use that scaffolding to do it. This is exciting for me. This is the kind of work that I do most naturally. All right, I guess that's probably enough. Well, let's just walk down here, but I'll end up going back around. Oh, all this wood, this is all waiting to be used for the upstairs. One of the reasons that I've come here, well, two reasons. One, this is one of the places that I feed hay. You can see this stuff is pine. This is light, and it'll go over there. The other reason is that, and stairs, a very big set of stairs, or a pretty big set of stairs will go occupy this space to go up to that upstairs. But the other reason is the next place I'm going to go is right over there. And then I'm going to head up the hill. I might as well do this all today. So bye from this venue. That's where I was. Down there's Sophie. Now this is the top of Erica Falls. The water I have shut off. Although as cold as it is, it'd be frozen anyway. That's Stellan Falls, or wheel. There's going to be a nadir wheel is going to be right down in there. And I changed things. This head race, I had it going over to that building and then dropping and then coming back. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go straight on. It's going to go over a falls with a wheel going at a 90 to this line. And that'll also have a windmill on top of it. After that fall, it'll go on, and those logs that are that way across there, they're the ones of those charred timbers that I have already gotten over there, and that's where Fraser Mill is going to be. It'll have water going down the left side, water going down the right side, an overshot wheel on the left side, and an impulse wheel on the right side. I've actually been given, or I don't have them yet, but 16 feet, I think it is, maybe 18 feet of wooden pipe that I can put on display and have it carry water there. The Impossible Garden, I've talked about it before. The addition to it is going to be right in that area right there. It also is too wet to really even drive through, but I can drain it. I can do that. Where that wagon is one of two wagons I'm going to put over there to build a double wide, is what I'm going to call it, where I'm going to put two of my pallet huts against each other on wheels. And that way, even though it's close to 200 square feet, then if it's on wheels, I still don't have to worry about taxes. Why I'm putting it there is because somewhere right in that area, just below it, I think, the wagon, and just past it there is, I believe, the remains of a well, because it leaks water, even though it's been filled in. And that area right there I call the North Village, and it's really too early to show what we find there, but that is going to reveal a lot of stuff. This continuation of Fraser Mill Lane, that going out through there, I think I'm going to think of that, I have for quite a while, as Schneebly Lane, because there was a family called with the last name Schneebly that lived here for quite a long time in the 1800s, father and son, I think. And I think the son built himself a house right about where you're looking. Well, I'm not going to go on up there. Yeah, I'm not going to fight the weather anymore. Things haven't changed that much up there. There is the moot point. There is the goat fold just inside the woods, and right at the top of our property there's a lone cabin or pallet hut that I've started. And the one thing, way up on the mountain, I've begun to think about, I've even talked to my sister and brother-in-law about the idea of starting a little tiny stone village with a shelter or two built out of stone up on a bare spot on the mountain. All right, my camera's shaking, I think, because my hand's cold. This cat isn't really helping much except to try to trip me up. So I may just have to call it quits on the state of the school for this year. Bye for now.